Okay, so we'll open it up to any committee members that would like to approach the microphone, and please state your name for Christine and the record, and then ask Chris any questions that pertain to the presentation.
You start the 3-minute deal. Catherine Town Lundgren. I guess the first question for the RAB board is, was that a public comment or a RAB member comment that is being eliminated from page 8? Oh, statement, it wasn't a question. So what statement is being removed from the record?
There's no statement being removed from the record.
It was one of Dale's comments that I think wasn't being incorporated.
There was a comment, okay, so it was in fact a RAB member. So the actual record is going to remain transparent and verbatim.
Correct.
Okay, all right. And also, we'd like to request that the residents continue or begin to receive the newsletters that you guys used to send out. The Navy used to send us out nice blue and white, shiny printed newsletters.
We're working on, they're called fact sheets or progress reports. Yeah, and that's something that we're actually working on one now that basically catches you up on everything if you haven't been to the RAB meetings lately.
Yeah, because it's a lot of people have commented that those are pretty worthy documents.
Pardon?
No, it isn't, but I'm getting right on that for you, Dale.
Good point.
Now.
Yeah, please.
Now. Sorry about the minutes. Okay, it's not. So you've done quite a bit of excavation and removal of the LLROs and that sort of thing, because you've identified the one burn pit. You've worked on the one burn pit that's on Bayside. Correct?
Correct, yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't exactly call it a burn pit.
Historic burn area, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, the language, it's a burn pit. They threw everything into it. It's obvious
Yeah.
by the pictures that there were bottles
Yeah,
and
you're
other
correct.
remnants.
Yeah, you're correct. I follow.
Okay? So, I mean, you can call it whatever you want. It's the same thing. They threw various and miscellaneous materials into a central area and burned it, and then left it. And then when they graded it,
Okay.
they moved it outward.
Okay, if
that
you're gonna offer that description, I think Dave has more history on that. I don't know that that's accurate. Let's get to the question. Okay.
There are, in fact, 2 burn pits on Bayside Drive. yes?
Excuse me, could that beeping stop? It's very distracting, it's unnecessary.
Okay, you don't have the floor. Yeah.
It's
You do not have the floor. Go ahead, Catherine.
I agree, however, I'll press on. There are 2 burn pits on Bayside Drive. Burn areas, burn sites, whatever you want to call it, correct? So you haven't actually addressed the second area.
No, this presentation is on the solid waste disposal area.
Right.
Burn area,
But
yes.
this is included in that. I mean, you're working on
No, it is
Bayside.
not. No, it is
Okay,
not.
you're working on Bayside Drive.
No, we're working in
Okay, well, my
the
question
Bayside
is-
solid waste disposal area.
Okay, well, you know, we're only talking about what you've already worked on. How about what you plan to work on? Because that is included in this, right? You
That will be the
said,
next presentation.
you said that you are going to move on, you've given us dates. So I'm going to ask you, within that 26%, is the rest of Bayside Drive included in your plans for the future?
No. So, unique buildings 1209 and 1207, former buildings 1209 and 1207, there was a very specific area. I had a figure at the last meeting. It's literally right at the bottom of that line, and it's a small, specific area. That's the only area that I will be addressing in my contract, so I just don't know if perhaps Dave and Keith can answer about the other one. I don't know about your other areas.
Yeah, anything outside of the solid waste disposal areas will be addressed in some other project. So those boundaries where Chris is performing the excavations, anything outside of that will be addressed in a different project. We'll touch on that. As
The only reason I ask, and I'm sorry to have cut you off, however, if you found 793 items to date, and the bulk of those, according to your presentation, have been on Bayside Drive.
No, the bulk of them have been.
So these items are associated with the solid waste. Okay, so that's,
Right.
to get back to the root of our project is to remove the debris, the physical debris, and that's very distinguishable from just soil.
Right.
So our project site certainly encompasses that solid waste or that debris. Within that debris is where we're finding these commodities.
Right.
Okay.
So the dioxin not being a solid waste is a pretty big deal when, in fact, the history of the building of all of our residential areas was based on graded material. So from that central area, grading it outward, I mean, the patterns of everything that you found have been indicative of it being further out on Bayside. So, you know, this work is exactly what, I mean, it's absolutely relative to my question.
Okay.
You are moving
Okay.
out.
So-
Every month, we have an extension of, you know, the gated areas, and you move out. You move outward from there. So how would it be a far, you know, stretch of my imagination for me to assume that you'll be moving within 100 feet or 100 yards of my building? I need to know this now, because I'm sure that these numbers are gonna keep increasing.
Okay, Catherine, I think he understands
So I need
the
to
question.
know.
Please,
Yeah.
let him respond.
So I do understand. The burn pit that the historic burn area that I mentioned is within my project site. I will chase that. In other words, we will continue to excavate until we don't see any more burn material. So as it approaches, I guess, the southern direction, we will continue to excavate until we don't see any further burn areas. Now, to get to the larger question of what you're asking is, during the grading process that we're all aware of, did it get pulled out into various areas? That's out of my realm, that's not my management, that falls under Dave, so these are different projects, and I'm not sure that that's
So can I
part of our
ask
Q&A right now.
why? I've told you before that I've burned, and this is a question, I have burned material where they dug, where TIDA and John Stewart Company dug up in front of my home to fix a pipe. When they dug that up, they turned up all sorts of burned material in my front yard. So I would like to request, and this is a question, would you please, all three of you, while you're here, if possible, come out and look at the dirt. I can tell you already that it has been graded further out than you're looking at.
So Catherine, first of all, this is not, as Chris explained,
It
this is
never
not part of
is.
the presentation.
It never is.
Well,
But it
for you,
is
perhaps
Bayside
never
Drive.
is. Perhaps for you. But listen, you have a part at
No,
the end,
this is for
you have
everyone.
a section at the end of the meeting where you can
I'm
you can ask
asking
questions
him
like
about
this.
the numbers that he's come up with. And does he expect them to increase as he extends his range?
Yes. When we go back to Bayside and we do excavate that historic burn area, yes, we do expect to find more LLROs.
All right, so thank you.
And will you be putting sidewall sloughing?
Thank you. Okay.